Yep, I never ever blank, like never ever. And if you want to know what my secret is, keep watching the video and I'll explain. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. Now today the tide is a big one, and the rip at a lot of my local marks would be far too strong. And I thought to myself, where can I go? And put it this way, I'd never normally come to Goldcliff on a tide of this size, but I'm at what I call the second bay. It's where the sea wall kind of cuts back inland. My thinking being that that'll take some of the sting out of the tide, take out some of that pace. Now up there on the point, even with a 10-ounce gripper you wouldn't hold bottom, but where I am, I reckon my 7-ounce grippers will be just fine. And the bay itself may act as a bit of a food trap. You may get some food coming in off that current, and that in turn may attract a few fish. May do. As for the tide size, 12.4 meters, which in old money for Newport is 14.1 because we had 1.7. I'm not going to get long fishing here. I reckon 3.5 hours and that'll be that. The water will absolutely fly out. Usual tactics, I got a couple of paternoster pennels on these two main rods, size 4.0, cheapy old boat rod down there in the rocks. I got small size 2 hooks on that one. I've got ragworm, squid and mackerel. This wind is super strong. I'm doing my best to mitigate it. I got the wind coming at me this way, I got the sunrise over there. And I'm trying to make it into something watchable, but it might not be. It is what it is. Anyway, let's see what happens. Just had my first bite on the cheapy old boat rod. Couple of nice rattles. I got straight ragworm on this one. No, missed that one, but whatever it was, it went for the bottom hook. Oh well, it's a bit of action. That water is absolutely flying out. But thankfully, the 7-ounce grippers on the 2 main rods, they're holding bottom just fine. On this one, I got a 6-ounce gripper, but sorry, a 6-ounce watch weight. But it's only 10 yards out or 15 yards out, no issue. Yeah, it's good. Nice little backup spot this on a big tide. We're around 45 minutes off high water. Just the one bite so far. At the moment, on the left hand rod, I've got a squid and ragworm cocktail. On the right hand rod, there's a squid and mackerel cocktail. Now, in my humble opinion, the upper part of the Bristol Channel, where I am today, is the hardest and the most challenging. It seems that the further down you go, as the channel starts to expand and open up, the fishing is a lot more productive. But when I was a kid, it seemed to be the other way around. And if you come to these marks and catch a fish, you've done well. If you catch more than one, you've done very well. But look, I'm okay with that, because we go back to the old saying, less is more. That's so true. And as bizarre as it sounds, and it does sound bizarre, I would rather catch less fish than more fish. If I came here to these places knowing what I was going to catch every single time, and I caught those fish every single time, it will lose its appeal, it will lose its magic. I'd get bored. Because as human beings, you know, we crave things, we want things. As soon as we get them, we get bored and we want to move on to the next thing. And sea fishing has taught me a lot about balance in life. If we take the tide for example, it comes in and it goes out. Now, if the tide came in and stayed in, yeah, we get water all of the time. Lovely. But we'd lose the beauty of the shoreline. We wouldn't be able to see the mud, the sand, the wading birds, the mudcasts. So as much as we need the flow, we also need the ebb. And that's what gives us balance in life. That's my deep philosophical mind working overtime there, but you know, that's what I'm like. I am a deep thinker, and that's what I enjoy talking about. And hopefully a lot of you guys watching, you know, find the chat relatable, meaningful. Yeah, that's the key, balance. And when I say I prefer to catch less fish, I 100% mean that. I can remember years ago, I was down south. I had 2 rods out, a 3-hook flapper on each, and I reckon I caught 40 fish in about 4 hours. I got bored and went home. But when it comes to these difficult places, these difficult marks, yes, you can have 4 really tough sessions, 4 really dark sessions, but on the 5th occasion, come here or to other places and you have a cracking session. But it's those darker sessions which you had previously which make that brighter session shine even brighter. You see where I'm coming from? There's a lot of water out there, a lot of water. You may be able to see the pink house in the background, in the distance. It's one of my favourite marks of all time. I'm just praying that the footage I've got so far is usable, because up there on the seawall, like I said earlier, it is really, really gusty, and the wind is getting stronger by the minute, and it was forecast to. So I've just climbed down the bank to get out of it, have a little rest from it. I can see my rods from here, no problem. I tell you what, that reef behind me is fascinating. It's full of aquatic life. And I've just been watching a shoal of fish. I'm pretty sure they're roach. Only about 3 inches long. How did fish get in there? There could be other species. Bream, carp, perch. Who knows? And down there to my right, there's a load of moorhens. They've been keeping me company all morning with their chatter. Yep, it's a beautiful part of the world. Chobby, chobby. I can hear my dad now. Cod weather boy, cod weather boy. Pretty much bang on high water. I'm getting blown away, literally. At the start of this video, you would have seen a statement whereby I told you how I used to chase the algorithm, doing things I didn't want to do, going to places other people wanted me to go to, chasing the clicks, the views, and ultimately it made me ill. There you are. I got no problem in admitting that. I've said before, I've got no ego, so therefore I don't care what people think. Chasing the algorithm, trying to please everyone, it made me ill. And I came to the realization, and once again, this is my deep philosophical mind kicking in, I came to the realization that unless you're being your true self, you can't produce your best work. Because by doing things that you don't want to do, by being at places that you don't want to be at, it comes across on camera, it shows. When I was editing those videos, I was looking at my face and I was thinking I looked a bit miserable. So from now on in, I'm gonna do the things that I want to do. Now that may sound a bit selfish, but I just want to caveat that despite the fact that I'll be doing things that I want to do, I'll put my heart and soul into every single video. Well, just like I've always done, really. You know, just focusing on fishing and fish, it's no longer sustainable for me. You know, the glory days for me have gone. So I have to transition the channel. I'm gonna lose subscribers, but hopefully I can bring a lot of you with me. Look, I'm still gonna be filming my fishing like I'm doing today, but there's been a lot of deep chat. Because like I said, that's what I enjoy doing. And that way, I can do a video every single week. I haven't got to worry so much about, you know, tides, weather, fish, all of those things which are out of my control. It's not sustainable, not for me anyway. Other parts of the country, yeah, no probs. Not here. I'm back down here, out of that wind. The rig on the cheapy old boat rod, I've literally dropped it off the edge of the rocks, so that's really tight in. It's worth a crack. As for the two main rods, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Now, I was telling you earlier on about how I never ever blank, and it's true. When I go fishing, I do not blank, ever. And there's going to be people watching this thinking, what on earth is he talking about? Oh, Gareth has lost a plot. Well, to be honest, I lost a plot years ago. I don't even think there was a plot to begin with. But nowadays, when it comes to my fishing, I need a lot more than just fish. I need to be taking something home with me. Taking home a memory, a sight, a conversation. And if we take today for example, I've witnessed a beautiful sunrise, the wildlife has been on top form, I've met some of my subscribers who've been out walking. Yeah, it's been nice. So regardless of whether I catch or not, I've got things I can take home with me, and those things I'll think about later on when I do get home. And those thoughts, those memories, the sights, etc., you know, they would enhance my state of well-being. So if I don't catch anything, I wouldn't have blanked today. Far from it. And that's why I never ever blank. Left hand rod, big mackerel head, 20 yards out. Right hand rod, whole squid with a big bunch of ragworm on his back. That's out there at range. There's got to be a big conger out there somewhere. It's probably a bit too rough for the old thornback ray. An early codling? I know, I said the word, codling. Of course, back in the day when I was a kid, or when I was a teenager, we'd often get the first of the cod up here, late August, early September. I'm sorry if I'm shouting, guys. Yeah. What was I talking about then? Oh yeah, the cod fishing back in the day. I'm glad I experienced that. I don't experience it anymore because it's gone. And I doubt I'll see it come back in my lifetime. But I've still got all of those fantastic memories. Oh, the cod used to catch. You know, Goldcliff, Redwick, Mega. Up by the Severn Bridges. The glory days, as I call them. And the whiting as well. Big whiting. I'm just blagging this now. Well, I blag it anyway. Every video, guys, and I mean this, is blagged. I kind of try and go with the flow. Yeah, I do on the way down. I'll think of things to talk about, but generally speaking, you know, when you're out here, you just gotta go with it and hope for the best. Oh well. Tide is dropping fast now. Couple more casts, but there's still a chance. Well, I'm glad that's over. What a challenge. Nah, a bit of adversity every now and then, good for the soul. And I tell you what, I'm glad I made this video today. I feel like I've turned a corner, because the old me wouldn't have left the house. I would have made every excuse under the sun. Oh, it's too windy, I'm not going to get a bite down there, this and that, whatever. But no, I've had a good chat to myself. I talked about earlier on how I'm going to transition the channel without changing the subject too much. I've got that off my chest, and I feel better for doing so. And if we can use today as a bit of an example for anyone out there who's watching, who may want to make changes to their life, maybe you want to leave your job, maybe you want to start your own business, maybe you want to lose weight and get fit. Thinking about it, the thought process, that's the easy bit. You get a bit of a buzz off it. Oh, I'm going to lose weight and get fit, and you feel good, you feel, yeah. But doing it, making a start, is incredibly hard. Once you make that first step, the additional steps afterwards become addictive. They really do. I've had a lot of battles with myself over the years, but you know what, recently I've had a good chat with myself. Get it together and sort it out. It's not an easy process. And you see, what holds us back a lot of the time in life is the fact that we care too much what other people think, when really it's irrelevant. You see, with age comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes a deeper sense of thinking. And with that deeper sense of thinking, the things that you thought were important, for example, worrying what people think, trying to please everyone, you realise they're not important in life. What's important in life? You know, having good morals, treating people with respect, being the best version of yourself, you know, sharing knowledge, just being a decent person. That's how I define success. So I'm not saying I'm old, I'm middle-aged, I'm 45, but since I lost Dad, my thinking process has completely changed. And in terms of this channel, I'm gonna just go with my heart and do what I'm passionate about, as per the conversation we had earlier. As for today, yeah, great backup spot for when you've got a big tide. I will come back. Look, I could have gone to St. Bride's today. I almost went to Jackson's Bay in Barry. I'll be down there soon. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Gonna go home now. I'm back in work tomorrow, so gotta get all my clothes ready, and got a few chores to sort out. But yeah, nice bit of sea air. It's done the trick once again. Guys, as always, thanks very much for watching. It's mega appreciated. Any questions or comments you have, pop them below and I'll get back to you. Until the next one, look after yourselves, take care. All the best.